Hey everyone, this is some nerdy guy back again with another video, and today's video is a big, gigantic 3DS collection update. So this is, I guess, kind of a hybrid because I'm showing off the rest of the collection that I have for the 3DS, but it's also kind of a pickups video because it's everything of the 3DS that I've been picking up for the past couple months. Some of the stuff you might have already seen because it might have already popped up in a pickups video, but I know a lot of it hasn't. So I got this big Stone Age Gamer bag, which there's a Stone Age Gamer retro game store in my state, so that is pretty cool that they have their own bags. So, excuse me, without further ado, I'm just going to kind of get into it, and yeah. Pokemon Sun, didn't have it yet. I was surprised. I actually went with Moon when this came out and never got Sun, so there's that. This one was a one-off purchase. There's this website called Video Games Plus, and they do like a lot of reprints. I shouldn't say a lot. They do some reprints. Like there's certain games that are uncommon for like the modern gaming era, and they just happen. I don't know how it happens because they obviously don't have links to the publishing companies themselves. They must just like find random cases in a warehouse or something like that. I don't know how it happens, but they've done reprints of like Attack on Titan 2 and the Atelier Ryza games, and they did this game, Tales of Abyss, or Tales of the Abyss, sorry, for the 3DS. So yeah, the only copy I had of this initially was loose, so it's nice to finally have it in a case. Bust-A-Move Universe, I got this at the flea market recently. It was only $10, and it was still brand new when I got it, so I haven't had a chance to open it and try it out yet, but there it is. This one I know I've definitely talked about before, Shifting World. I think this was in my first collection video, but it's in this bag, so. Fire Emblem Birthright, also pretty sure I've talked about this one before. I still need Conquest, so there's that one. Mario & Luigi Paper Jam. I had this loose initially because I found it at my local GameStop, and I just knew I needed to have it because there was a price spike on this guy. Prices have since come down with a lot of these 3DS games after everybody started freaking out about the eShop closing down. Things have kind of, mellowed out a little bit. Some games are still pretty expensive, pretty pricey, but certain ones have come down, and I'm pretty sure this is one of them. I'm still glad, though, because I got this for about retail. It was like $40 when I found one in the case. I got it at another game store called The Exchange, so that was pretty cool. This one I'm probably going to use for trade bait later down the line because I already have my copy that I just showed. It's Fire Emblem Birthright, but it is a sealed copy of Fire Emblem Birthright, and I didn't know this was going to be sealed when I got it. I just found it on Facebook Marketplace and asked the guy if he would ship it. He said sure, and this was also only $40, I'm pretty sure. I might have had a video about this one too, so if anybody randomly wants to look through all my pickup videos to find this, then correct me if I'm wrong on the price, but I'm pretty sure it was 40 or 50, somewhere around there for this one. So I'll probably hold on to that since I already have my copy. Codename Steam. Not much really to say about this game. I know it's not very well liked. Got it for dirt cheap. Got it for less than $5. The only warranting factor about this game is that you can play as Fire Emblem characters if you have the amiibo, so that's pretty cool. This was a more recent find, SMT Soul Hackers, so that was pretty. Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, sorry, didn't say the whole title. I really wish this would have been the soundtrack version, but I can't complain. I got this at GameStop for only $30, and there is the receipt actually for the GameStop. It's only $30, so pretty cool. I'm happy with that. Sorry. So it's kind of a weird thing. I don't think I've ever mentioned this before, but I like to keep, mostly with GameStop, I don't know why, especially if I pick up my pre-orders and stuff, I like to keep the receipts. Just kind of like a time capsule later on. It'll be 20 years down the line, randomly open up a game and be like, oh wow, the receipt, that was from 20 years ago. That's crazy. I got it the day it came out. I don't know. I just think that's kind of neat. These two games here, actually, both of these I bought together. This was a hassle and a half to get, but I knew if I just stuck with it, it would pay off, and sure enough, it did. Found a guy on Facebook Marketplace. He had a bunch of Pokemon games, pretty much all the mainline titles, but then he had some of the 3DS ones, the Mystery Dungeon games, which that's one of them here. and I asked if he would ship, and he said sure. And we had this whole back and forth. He was like being real wishy-washy with me, and I'm like, okay, this is probably a scam. I probably shouldn't go through with this. But then I asked if he would do like PayPal goods and services, and he said that was fine. So that made it seem more legit and blah blah blah. And I just like wouldn't hear from him for days, and then he would just randomly message me. And anyways, finally got to the deal. He finally sent them out. This was a while back now, but just at the time, it just kept going on and on and on. I'm like, I'm never gonna get this. I'm never gonna get these. I'm never gonna get these. But the main reason I was like really adamant about getting this guy to send them to me, because he had them for decent prices, and one of these games has gone up quite a bit, and I was happy to get it for less than $40. I think I got it for 35. But the first one is Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, which I want to play all the Mystery Dungeon games, so I figured just get them all while I can. I really wish I had the other ones on the DS and the Game Boy. I haven't gotten those yet. But this was the heavy hitter, and it still has the GameStop sticker on it from back when it came out, and that is Pokemon Rumble World. I don't really understand why this one got so expensive. I'm not really entirely sure what the story is behind that, but all I know is that it has gone up quite a bit. I haven't checked it since like the 3DS eShop closing, so maybe it's come down a bit. But when I was looking on eBay trying to find a copy of this, like every single copy was like $80 to $100 or more, a little bit above 100. So I was just like, what the hell, man? Like I just want it. I just want the game and play it. Let's see here. We got Pokemon Ultra Moon. I haven't had either of the Ultra games, so I got one of them. I don't think I got Sun yet. These ones are pretty recent, or pretty old. I'm pretty sure I've showed these in the other pickup, or the other collection video, but Mario Party Top 100, Yoshi's New Island, or New Yoshi's Island, however you want to say it. This one was pretty cool. It comes in a slipcover. The Amazing Spider-Man. The only reason I really decided to get this was because when I first got my 3DS, I didn't have a whole lot of games on it, and this was actually a demo I played was for this game, and I thought it was pretty cool. So, and I played on the Xbox 360 when it was new, and I still thought it was a decent game. So the 3DS version is probably pretty cool too, and it was only $10, so can't really complain there. Let's see. Here's another good one. SMT4 Apocalypse. This one was a pretty cool find. Just got it on eBay, honestly. And they said it's not a... I'm going to open it, so it doesn't really matter, but it looks like it's a reseal. It doesn't look like it's the original factory seal on it, which is fine. Like I said, I plan on opening them. I don't know if anybody else does the same thing as me or other collectors that I know, but sometimes you get so heavy, and then like there's this big chunk of plastic here, but you get so heavy into your backlog that you just don't even bother opening them until you play them. Like you just don't, I don't know. That's how I am a lot of the time when I accumulate so much, and if some of them are sealed, especially like new releases and stuff, if I don't get around to it, I just don't open it. Especially because nowadays there's nothing to look at. Like before it'd be like, oh, I want to look at the booklet, I want to look at the artwork inside of it and stuff. Man, there's none of that anymore. Unless you get some of the limited run stuff. Pretty sure I've showed this one before too. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions. Probably one of the best RPGs during like the Game Boy Advance era when it first came out. I'm heavily biased because I love Mario and I love Luigi. Luigi's my favorite video game character, and just the amount of charm this game has, or this whole series has, is just, it's like nothing else I've ever really seen, which is, you know, it's a fanboy thing to say. You like Nintendo, you're gonna geek out over just like little nods and little just like the little goofy stuff that they do, and how Mario and Luigi try to communicate with each other is just, I don't know, it's funny, it's cute, it's a cute game. This game I had loose and I didn't get a case for it when I bought it, and I just happened to find one on eBay for a decent price, and that is Falsifighter Frontier. I need the other two games. The one, Champions, I think is what it's called, has gone up significantly, which is unfortunate. This one is actually just a condition upgrade for myself, because the one I had was really sun-faded. Mario Golf World Tour. This game also has gone up a lot in price. I was able to find one at a game store for $45 just to get the condition upgrade. I thought it was worth it because this game is anywhere from like 60 to $80 now. I'm sure depending on condition and stuff like that, which is crazy to me. I mean, I like the Mario sports games, but like it's just golf, guys. It's just golf. Like, no, but I've heard the courses and the levels and the different DLC that you can get, because I think it's free DLC. I'm pretty sure. For this game is what makes people really want to buy it and really want to play it, because the new Mario Golf kind of lacked that kind of content supposedly. I haven't gotten that far into the Mario Golf game. I like the Mario sports games, but out of all of them, golf is my least favorite. I don't care about golf, but which is like, why did you buy it then? Because I like Mario. Like, I'm willing to give it a try if it has Mario in it. I'm not gonna go buy PGA, Tiger Woods Master, whatever the hell. I'm not doing that, but I'll at least play a Mario Golf game. We have Sega 3D Classics Collection. I thought this one was really cool. Another instance where I bought this loose, and the GameStop that I bought it from, I went in there again and they had another copy. And I was like, man, you happen to have the case for this one? They were like, oh yeah. And of course, since it's GameStop, they don't really care. I was just like, can I have the case for it? Even though, you know, this one won't have a case. I already bought the game. I just need the case for it. And they're like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. So they gave me the case. Pretty cool of them to do that for me. But yeah, cool stuff. And then we got, this one was another heavy hitter. I felt really bad backtracking a little bit. I was looking for this game and somebody on OfferUp had one, but it was out of state from where I live, and I didn't realize that. So I was like making the deal with this guy, and I was like, oh, I should be able to get it later in the week, whatever. And then that day came, and he's just like, okay, I'll meet you at such and such. And I was like, where is that? I don't know where that is. And I looked at the post, and it was all the way in Texas. I was like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. I was like, I thought that you were local to me. I'm from Ohio. If you're willing to ship it, I'm willing to pay for shipping, but I can't obviously make a drive all the way to Texas to pick up a 3DS game. And he just ghosted me, so he must not have been too happy about that. But I ended up finding it elsewhere, but that is Fantasy Life. I found it at the Exchange, and they had it a little underpriced. I don't think they updated any of their prices after the 3DS eShop close, so got it for a solid $60, I think. Which I think it's kind of come down from that since it's closing and everything, the eShop and everything. I think it's around 40-ish now. Could be wrong about that, but I've seen people list it for not as much. This one was another one that jumped in price. Bought it the same day I bought Fantasy Life, and this was only $6 when I bought it. And that is Ghost Recon Shadow War. I've heard this was a pretty cool strategy RPG. It's like Fire Emblem or Disgaea, any of those type of games, but with Ghost Recon. So I think this jumped up to about $30 now. And for $6, I'm at least willing to give it a shot. So this was another one just to add to the collection. I've heard not so great things about this one, but that's okay. I'm sure I'll have somewhat fun with it because I like a couple of the sports that they added into this. But that is Mario Sports Superstars. I almost said Super Mix or Mega Mix, but that's not the right thing. It's Mario Sports Superstars. Get it right. God. There's that one. Another really heavy hitter. I was able to get this for, it was a little expensive. It was like $70, I think. And that is SMT Devil Survivor Unlocked or Overclocked. Overclocked. Man, I can't talk. But yeah, another really cool game, SMT. There's a sequel to this game, which I believe is also getting really expensive. And it also has like a soundtrack art book edition. So hopefully I can find that one for a decent price. But I just figured get like any of the JRPG stuff that I want to play out of the way, because those are always the ones, always, that go up in price the most, usually. Oh yeah, I did end up getting this. I forgot. I ended up getting Ultra Sun. So that's pretty cool. I have Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So that means I have all the mainline Pokemon games for the 3DS. Obviously, I haven't showed all of them here because they're in my collection, and I've already showed my 3DS collection. So I have both Ruby and Sapphire. Actually, I need X. I don't have X. I only have Y. So I lied. I need X. But I have Ruby Sapphire, I have Y, and now I have Sun and Moon, and I have Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So that's all the mainline ones. This game I used to see all the time at Target, and it came in this box set thing, and I really wish I would have just bought it, even though they never clearanced it out. Every time I would try to scan it, it would sit on like a reduced price rack, but every time I would scan it, it was $40 every time. I'm like, I'm not paying $40 for this. Just clearance it. Nobody's gonna buy it except for me. I want it, but not for $40. Anyways, never got it that way. But I found a copy on a video game website. I just like looked up game stores online, and there was like all these local stores throughout the country that I found that just happened to have an online store as well. But that is Tenkai Knights Brave Battle. I don't know. I thought it was cool. It reminded me of like LBX or Gundam or any of those type of things. Custom Robo. It just has a lot of those vibes, and I really like it. I like mecha, so I was really excited to have this one for so cheap. This was another one that I just knew I wanted to have just because I like the series and I like seeing different variations of this game. And that is Tetris Axis. So that is a pretty cool one. I like Tetris. Tetris is fun. I like playing Tetris 99 on the Switch. I like that it's free to play, so that makes it really fun. Speaking of going back to Pokemon, got the other Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Gates of Infinity. I don't know which one is better, this one or the Super Mystery Dungeon. But this one also had a little bit of a price spike. I think it's also had come down a bit, but I just knew I wanted to have it anyways. Didn't really care. I didn't overpay for it either. I got it at about retail price. So this one, it's pretty chewed up, but I think I found this at a GameStop as well. And it had like just gotten traded in, and I walked in the door and I was like, oh, 3DS stuff. Can I see that? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. And then this happened to be there. It's Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. Now, the Wii U version of this is like $100, and I really wish, I remember when it came out, I wish I would have bought it, because I usually buy all those games when they come out, but I was just like, oh, I got the winter games on the Wii U, and I got the old ones on the Wii. It's like, I don't really need that. Yeah, I did. I should have just bought it, but that's okay. I'll get it eventually. I always get the Marios eventually. This one I thought was pretty cool. A lot of these levels I think got put into the Switch version of the game that has come out not really recently. It's been a couple years, I believe. But I just wanted to see what the like mechanics were like with the 3DS and stuff. That is Super Monkey Ball 3D. I'm pretty sure this is a relatively early release for the 3DS as well. Not a launch title, I don't believe, but pretty early on in the 3DS's life, this game came out. So it probably took a lot of advantage of the, if not the 3D effect, probably the gyroscope control, I would think, maybe. I don't know for sure. I haven't gotten around to play that one yet. This one I got not as a condition upgrade, but I guess like a label upgrade, because the one I had was the Nintendo Select version, and I wanted just the regular label, and that is Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the 3DS. I remember when this first came out, it was the coolest thing that anything Nintendo 64 that got any sort of like facelift was just so cool. I know we were all hoping for it to be on a console, like a home console, but this was really good. I can't complain. Having your map on the bottom, having your map on the bottom screen and everything was just super cool. A little mechanic. And then obviously not having just the D-pad, you had the circle pad, so you can do the 3D like aiming and looking around and stuff like that. It was really cool. And of course the really wholesome commercials with Robin Williams and his daughter Zelda were always, man, really tugged at the heartstrings. So yeah, really liked Ocarina of Time 3D. And then last but not least, this is the last game I have. I was able to get this for around $50, and this game is one that has gone up in price and has stayed the price that it's at. And it is one that comes with the soundtrack and the art book. Or is it just the soundtrack? Yeah, it's only a soundtrack. but it's the little box version. None of the other games, like the SMT games, I wasn't able to get them with that, but I got it with this game, if I can talk. And that is Lord of Magna, Maiden Haven, or Heaven. Yeah. Just another JRPG on the 3DS that I'm sure is going to fall into obscurity over time. So I knew I wanted to have it, and yeah, because before I freaked out because before I had this on my watch list on eBay and it was like $63, 65, something like that, and I was like, I'll get around to it. It's not a big deal. I don't need to buy it right now. And then of course the whole eShop thing happened, and I was like, crap, I should go buy that. And then I went to get it, and sure enough, out of stock. It's gone. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm not allowed to do that. So again, I just Googled retro game stores online, and there was a bunch of different voice crack. There was a bunch of different stores that had websites and had online stores. So I was just like, okay, I'll just look at the 3DS list for all these different. I picked out like 4 or 5 of them that I was looking through, and this happened to be on there. And I was like, man, is it loose? Because seeing the price, I was like, there's no way this is a complete copy. And some of them gladly had it set up to where it said if it was loose, or if it had the manual, or if it had the case with it, if it was complete. And this one, it said it was complete. So I'm like, even if I just get the game with the manual, because I know some of these JRPG games come with a thicker manual. It's like, as long as I get that, that's fine. So I just added it to my cart with a couple other things. I know I got the Tenkai game with it, and I got the Tetris game with this. And I was like, I'll just take a shot in the dark, see what I get. And package came, and it came with the box, complete, really good condition, with the soundtrack. Let me open it up here. You can see the soundtrack in there and everything. So I was really happy with that. And with that, now that we're at 22 minutes, that is my 3DS collection update, and I am not done. Like, I'm not going for a complete set by any means, but there are at least 20 other 3DS games that I'm still like, man, I really want to get that before, it's too late to where I don't feel like paying that much for them. There's only a couple that are really expensive. Prime example is Kid Icarus Uprising. Wish I would have got that game when it came out. I just didn't know enough about it, and I was like middle school, like late middle school, like going into high school at the time, so I was still pretty naive to a lot of like gaming and different franchises of Nintendo and stuff like that. So I just didn't know enough about Pit. I just knew he was a Smash Bros character, which in hindsight should have been enough for me to want to buy that, but I just never did. Never got Kid Icarus. I did end up getting like a pack of the AR cards for it somehow. I think I might have got them in a Nintendo Power magazine or something like that. But that's the extent of it. And I just never bought it. And now it was like almost $200 last time I looked. And I'm like, no, please. I just wanted a game. So hopefully at some point I can find it for a decent price. That's not $200 or $150, whatever it was. But yeah, so list is still going. Still a lot of 3DS stuff that I want to get before it's too late. And I'm sure there's a lot of you that feel the same way, or even some of these games that I have for myself, you're like, oh man, I need to jump on that. I should have bought that when I saw it, XYZ, which I totally get. I watch pickup videos all the time, and I say the same thing. Just people either, make different purchase choices, and they like buy something that you wish you would have, and you bought something else instead, or whatever. You know how it goes. But I hope everybody gets all the games that they want and everything before this stuff starts getting too crazy, because it eventually will. Like the GameCube, it had like a price hike, and then came down a little bit. People lost interest, and then like every GameCube game is over $100 now. So hopefully everybody gets what they want. Yeah. So stay tuned for more videos. Probably another 3DS collection update in the future. Hopefully, maybe a Wii U one. There's still a handful of Wii U games that I want to get. Stuff like that. There's always games I want to get. What am I talking about? There's always too many games. Anyways, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until the next one, see ya.